Hello viewers, it's Peter Elgar from Brentwood, Essex, England again. I'm going to do a review about the flash. Now, I've already told you about the days when I started with the electronic flash. Do you remember I showed you this? My Braun hobby flash unit which I bought when I was in the army in Germany for £14 odd. And the first electronic flash I had, and it had to have a big power pack, and it took lead acid batteries inside here with all acid floating up, and then load of wires to connect to your camera. Well, I've got a new flash to show you now, and it's in this little box called a ZENIKO. It's a ZENIKO ZF04. What is it? How can a little flash fit inside this box? Well, we'll show you. There it is. And that is a little flash. Look, the light comes out there. It fits in the palm of your hand. Fantastic. Compared with the Braun hobby electronic flash I showed you. How it's come. But the only thing is, of course, it's not as powerful as the old Braun, but it's very useful. The company have decided to bring out a series of these. There's another one in the range. I've been sent the ZF04 one. It's a little on-camera flash. It doesn't have any wires. It fits in the hot shoe of a camera. It contains its own lithium battery, and it's very useful for cameras which don't have a built-in flash, such as my Asahi Pentax here. So you flip that on like that in the hot shoe. So how does it work? How do you switch it on? Well, at the back there's two little buttons. There's one here with the on and off signal like you've got on a computer, which is this one. That switches it on, and it also switches it off. So we'll press that. Little red lights come up. Oh, the little red lights have gone to green. That means it's ready to take a picture, charged up. And it comes slightly charged, but before you use it properly, you have to charge it up. And there is a thing supplied to charge it, which I'll show you in a minute. When the two lights are on, that's on full power. Now if you press the other little button here, this one, only one light comes up, and it's half power. So you can have full power and half power. And what are the qualities of this flash? And how do you switch it off? Well, and how do you test it? Well, to test it, you can just press this button, it will flash. I switched it off now. In a moment. There, it flashes. Press it and it flashes. Now to turn it off, you press it and hold it in. Now it's gone off now. It's got the colour temperature daylight, and the lithium battery inside is good for 372 flashes, they say. Well, I've not taken that many with it. We'll take their word for it. And it's got a very fast flash, of course, about thousandths of a second or so. So it's got no cord. And how powerful is it? Well, I've done a test with it using a digital camera, and it also fits a digital camera. So the one I used is my K10D from 2007. So switch that on like that. This is fitted with a 35 to 70 zoom, and I put it to the X synchronizing here, which is the fastest speed which it will synchronize, which is the 180th, and I set it to ISO 400. We're switching it on to full power. Switch it on to full power. Switch it on to full power. Here we are. I put the ISO 400. I stood 10 feet away from a subject, which is a cabinet in my room, and I took a picture and I looked at the back and it was a bit dark, and I had it on 5.6. So I opened it up to F4. I took another picture on 400 ISO and it came out smashing. So that means I have discovered what is called the guide number, because the flash doesn't have any through the lens metering like you have with modern flash. No TTL thing. It's completely manual flash. You have to work out the flash factor and guide number for yourself. And I found for 400 ISO or ASA film, the guide number is 40. So you divide the distance in feet into the guide number. So 4 into 4 into 40 goes 10 feet away, isn't it? So that means you've used an aperture f4. Now, I took some pictures with 100 ASA, and for that the guide number is only 20. So if the subject is 10 feet away, the aperture you use is f2. So you can see that even on full power, it won't cover a picture taken in session inside a concert hall or a theatre or something like that. These are designed for fun flash photography and for close-up filling work of faces in deep shadow. It will illuminate the dark side of a face here. In bright sun, extremely dark. If you've got a hat and your eyes are shaded, it will put some catch lights into your eyes which you want and bring your eyes alive. And in that dull, horrible December winter light you can get out in the high street, it will bring your faces alive. And Father Christmas will come alive with his red outfit. Just a little bit of flash is what you want in a dull winter's day in Brentwood, Essex here. That's exactly what you need. And it weighs next to nothing. You can carry it around, and it fits in a little thing which they supply. So inside the box is a little white packet thing, and in there, when we can get it out, I pushed it in a bit hard. Carry so is Christmas. Ein Moment, as they say in Germany. Here we are. In a little box they give you is a little pouch, and you put your flash in there to carry it around. There's also a instruction sheet which luckily had it in English, because I didn't do Chinese at school. So it's Chinese, but it's got English as well. Tells you all about it, but I'm telling you about it, so you don't need to read that now. And inside the little pouch is a lead for charging it in your computer. It's a USB lead. There we are, and it plugs in. My boy said one of them was called a size C fitting, which must be that one. It plugs into the little slot here of your little gadget, your little flash, and you plug that into your all singing, all dancing computer. Now I happen to have a new all singing, all dancing computer. And you plug that in to your USB socket here, and of course you've got to switch on your computer, which I won't bother to do now. And when your little LED comes up fully green, it's fully charged. And if it's partly charged, it takes 2 hours. If the battery's flat, it takes 4 hours charging. So I have charged it up, and it comes up in the computer. That works all right. So there we are. You plug it into your computer. It's got the bigger socket, which is, I don't know what they call that one. It's a USB anyway, so my boy says. Now, what do you do? How about you're doing pictures with your Asahi Pentax Spotmatic, say, and you want to change the lens. We'll put it on again. let's change the lens on my Pentax here. We'll put it on. We'll have a 135. There. You have a lens shoot on. What happens now? Well, what happens now is that this flash won't give you a good result because the beam of light from it strikes the end of the lens hood and the end of the lens, and you get a huge shadow on your pictures. So you can't use a long lens with this little flash mounted in the hot shoe. It's only suitable for lenses maximum like my 35-70 or on the Pentax Spotmatic 50. It's only suitable for that. If the lens sticks out too long, you get a big shadow. So that's one of the things against it, because it's a little hot shoe flash. So the other thing is, what can you do if you want to get pictures with a long lens and you can't use that flash in the hot shoe? You can use a second flash, and you can use it firing off a second flash with a slave cell. So let me see what we can do here. We'll switch him on, and we'll switch it on to half power. And here we have a sun pack, and in the sun pack I have fitted a slave cell. So we'll set everything to 100 ISO, so put that to 100 on the back, and on the red setting it says F8. Make certain the camera is set to the same. No, it's on 200. No, we won't cheat, we'll put it on 100. There we are. So we've got it on 180th, we've got it on X, and we want the aperture to F8. So we put it down to F8 like that. Now, we can hold the flash off camera. I've got a little friend here, one of my test little friends. I'll show you in a minute. We're going to take a picture of my little friend. Now the tiny little flash will illuminate the shadow side, but the main flash is going to be held up right round to the side to give the modelling effect. See what happens. Focusing up. There we go. Now, why didn't it go? Flash didn't go. I'm pressing it. Would you believe it? Not working. I can't believe it. It didn't work. Oh, not meant that time. Yes. Thank God for that. We've got a picture of my little friend. All right. There he is. Little doll thing. It looks overexposed on the screen, but I can tell you it's not. It's well exposed. Yes, well exposed, and the modelling is very, very good. Smashing. So we'll try one more. This time I have the flash with the slave cell right round to the side here. Now I don't know why it wouldn't go the first time, but it went this time. Yeah. That one came out all right. Little friend. And here is the little friend I took. Him. I use him for a lot of my test subjects. He's a good little friend, aren't you, mate? There. So, if you want to take pictures with this by itself, as I say, you've got to work out the power. So, if I'm taking little friend on its own, and it's only 100 ASA instead of the 400. You'll need a very wide aperture, even at close up. So we put it on full power. It takes about 3 seconds to come on. Right, now it was on f8, but I bet you it's going to be a bit thin on this one. I bet you it comes out a bit dark. It doesn't want to flash again. I can't understand why it's not flashing. That's shutting up for me. I can't understand why it's not going. Right. Oh, they went that time. Yes. He's a bit dark. Little friend there. He's a bit dark, you see, at f8 because they didn't have the second flash. So we'll open up the lens to 5.6. Do it again. I know why it didn't flash, because it was under the minimum focusing distance of the lens. There. That's better. So for 100 ASA, that distance, which is under 3 foot, it needs an f5.6 to get a good picture on full power. So I've taken some pictures out in the garden, and I shall append them at the end of this video, because I'm no good at putting pictures in as I speak. I'm no expert on this video log. Anyway, you can see that I've had some fun with it, but just remember, it is a fun flash. You can't take it as a main flash and take big groups of people. It won't work. It's for close-up film work. So with that in mind, and all the things I've told you about it, I hope you get some fun when you use it. And I'll put the link in down below so you can have a look at their website. Thank you for watching, and see you again, hopefully again soon.